Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to the month of August. This is going to be your monthly reading for the month of August. We are still in Leo season, so lots of fire energy going on. I have the Wild Reflections Tarot cards here, and we're going to jump right in. Capricorn can be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, maybe your Venus or your Mars placement. Anywhere you have Capricorn in your chart, this could be your reading. So you're welcome to be here. Just remember, if it's not your reading, there might be pieces and parts that fit and pieces of parts that don't. So just feel free to leave what resonate or doesn't resonate and take what does. I am happy that you're here. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread and Capricorn. Just opening up your mind and your heart and your spirit for messages that are meant for you. And the first card we're looking for in this Celtic cross is the recent past. So just think of in your mind the part of the past that you want to learn about. Maybe it was a week ago, a month ago, 3 months ago, the recent past for Capricorn. The world. A cycle ended and a new cycle began. The world, it's an ending or a beginning. What is your current energy? Current energy for Capricorn. 7 of Pentacles. So this is your energy there. It's patience. Needing to have patience. You've planted the seeds and now you just need to wait for the fruit. What's your challenge? 5 of Swords. Arguing, bickering, contention, conflict. People not seeing eye to eye. A failure to communicate properly. On your mind is the devil. This is you. Devil energy is attributed to the sign of Capricorn. It doesn't mean you're a devil. It just has to do with earth energy. The devil is about being a slave to something, being owned by something, being enslaved, where that job has too much of you. The relationship takes too much out of you. Something is on your mind. It's almost like you know that you're giving too much energy to something. What's under the surface that you might not be aware of? It's in your subconscious. It's there. It might be even nagging at you, but it's sometimes, we close that door like, I don't want to deal with that. It's the Fool. I want to start over. I want to start fresh. I want to leave and begin new somewhere else. What is in your near future? Same as the past energy, the near future can be next week, next month, or maybe the end of summer. What is that future energy for Capricorn? It's the Page of Swords. You're really looking into something. You're very curious. You're very asking a lot of questions. You're doing a lot of research. You're very curious about starting something. Your external energy, it's energy outside of you that affects you. Your internal energy, your hopes and fears, and your final outcome. At the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. This is a very passionate, energetic energy. It's fire. It's Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, but it is Capricorn. Like, you feel like you're a little itchy. You feel like, I just want to play. I just want to have fun. I don't want to deal with commitments right now. I don't want to deal with somebody telling me where I have to be and what I have to do. I just want to do what I want. If I want to paint all dang day, I just want to paint. If I just want to sit around and have beers today, I just want to do that. I want to watch my favorite shows. I don't want to do any chores. I just want to play and have fun. I want to go fishing. I want to be passionate. I want to be romantic. I want to just have fun for the night. I don't necessarily want to marry them or spend the rest of my life with them. I just want to have fun. Knight of Wands is there's like this itchy energy of, I just want to play. So back to your beginning energy or the recent past, it's the world. There was a cycle that came to an end. There was something like you had gone through a tough time, or you'd gone through, I'm just going to say it like this. It's a good example is we start kindergarten and we finish as a senior in high school. That is a cycle. And that came to an end. So when that chapter closed, it opened up the world for something new to begin. So in your recent past, some significant period of your life ended, or the chapter closed, or the door closed, but a window opened. So there was like a fresh start energy in your past. Your current energy is the Seven of Pentacles. And like I said, this is having to show patience for the seeds that we've planted. There was something that you really put a lot of your time, effort, attention, energy into. You took your time, you contributed, you planted seeds. And now you're just needing to show patience because the seeds haven't grown into the plants and the plants haven't produced the fruit, but that doesn't mean that they won't. So we're sitting in the month of August, Capricorn, in this almost waiting for our crops to bloom kind of energy. And what challenges you is not seeing eye to eye with other people, not communicating good, not getting your point across, others not getting their point across to you, and you're questioning them. But it is conflict, confrontation, being challenged, feeling like you're trying to explain yourself and nobody is understanding what you're saying. It's a conflicting kind of a feeling, and it doesn't always feel good, especially while you're waiting for your crops to come through and then there's people coming at you. So it's like a double whammy is kind of the way it feels. And on your mind is you being very aware. The devil is the major arcana attributed to the sign of Capricorn. You are such a hard worker, but your hard working can become, now you're like addicted to your work. You're a workaholic. You enjoy having a drink every now and again, but you can do something to extremes. You know that about yourself. And anytime we do something to the extreme, then it ends up owning us versus us being in control of it. So there is this awareness on your mind of something that you started with good intentions has now possibly, it's gotten to the point where it's excessive and I'm doing it too much. This can also have a lot to do with toxicities, as far as we bring things in our life, like I said, with good intentions, but they can turn on us and they can become, now they're toxic, where we think it's a good idea to, like I said, have a drink, or we're going to work really hard. We're going to dedicate, 80 hours a week to our job, and that brings in a really good paycheck. But it also, we have zero free time, and that becomes a negative. The devil can be any kind of addictive behavior, toxic behavior, but it always starts with good intentions, and it just gets away from us. That's what the devil is. The devil energy is really just all about this physical world that we live in, and the things that we do to survive can become things that take over us. So we just have to be really careful. Under the surface is the Fool, and it is the card number 0. It's not even a number, it's a 0. It's the energy that we possessed before we even had a physical body. So it is in spirit, and it is that footloose, fancy-free. I even said that your bottom of the deck was the Knight of Wands. I just want to have no chains that bind me. I don't want to constantly have to go to work. I don't want to constantly have to be a part of this relationship. Sometimes I just need a break. Sometimes I just want to go off by myself and play and have fun and relax. And if I want to sit around and do nothing, I want to do nothing. But I want to do something without the risk of the consequences. I want to take a leap of faith. I want to start something fresh. I want to start something new. You know, the world energy is very powerful. And this could be you, like, I want to capitalize on that new energy that's here, and I want to go start something new. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It can be something good, but we're just ready. We're ready for it. But it's under the surface. So it feels to me like you're not really letting that out to play. And because the Knight of Wands is under the deck, it feels like you have this spark of desire about doing something, but you're not really allowing it to shine. It feels like you're under the weight of responsibilities, but you do want to have some fun. So there's like maybe that's what the conflict is, the Five of Swords. In your future is the Page of Swords. And this is, like I was saying earlier, it's about the way that you're thinking. And it is, I'm very curious about things. I'm very open to the possibilities of, like, I want to move to Tennessee. So I'm opening up every tab on my computer so that I can learn about what that means to live in Tennessee. What are the taxes? What are the housing costs? What are the jobs? Am I going to have things to do? Is it going to be a good place to live? Because I want to take a risk and I want to take a chance. And I have this new world and I'm ready to go take those risks. But I'm right now in your future, Capricorn. You're just being really interested, and you're looking into things. Your external energy is the Hanged Man. So there is an influence outside of you that is very emotional. Somebody, it can be a Pisces. The Hanged Man is attributed to the sign of Pisces, but somebody outside of you, they're always in this mode of detaching and maybe even physically or figuratively turning over on their head, inverting themselves, because they're trying to gain perspective about the situation, the people, places, and things, versus like what reality is. This person or this environment, they're always trying to see, it's almost like be the devil's advocate. The Hanged Man, this person's very spiritually based. They're very deep. They're very dreamy and passionate. But it almost seems like whatever you say is reality, this person is like looking at it from the complete opposite side. And while this is really good because it gives us a new perspective, it can be, that can be what the conflict is, because it's maybe frustrating to, you're going around in your life and in your world, and no matter if you say it's black, they say it's white. If you say it's day, they say it's night. So it's very like opposite energy, this person or this environment. It's like devil's advocate all the time. And I don't know, maybe you feel like, gosh dang, I just want someone to see things from my perspective, but this person's always shifting the perspective around, which could be good, could be bad. Your internal energy is the King of Swords. What this says is, Capricorn, you are like becoming a very no nonsense kind of individual, and your analytical, intelligent mind is sharp as a whip. You've got your sword. You've got your mind is on tight. So even if you've got this like controversial to you energy over here in the Hanged Man, your energy is very clear and you've mastered your communications. The King of Swords is the royalty card that's dedicated to the sign of Aquarius. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, but it is very sharp, very clear, very masterful in the way that you communicate. So when you sit down to type up an email, when you sit down to text somebody in your phone, when you call somebody on the phone, when you have a face-to-face meeting, you're very businesslike. You're very no nonsense. Like, this is the facts. These are the figures. This is the numbers I want you to run. And you're not emotional. You're not really dealing with your feelings. You're dealing with facts. It's facts over feelings. And it is a very masculine energy. So it's action oriented, taking action, making sure that if you want to have that meeting, you set it up. If you want to have that business deal go down, you make sure it happens. You're very take charge. The King of Swords, they play chess, not checkers. They're like 10 steps ahead of everybody. They're an attorney, a tax guy, an accountant. They're just very factual, not very feeling oriented. And that can come off as cold and cutting and abrasive. But they also are they're very number oriented. So if you're trying to figure things out in your world right now, Capricorn, because all the new energy is here, you're going to make sure that you can do it before you do it. Your hopes and your fears. The Magician. Right away, I'm just getting the feeling that while you hope that you're magical and that you can manifest your destiny and you can change your reality, you also fear that. You fear your power. You fear your ability to pull something out of nowhere and run with it. You know, that Fool energy. The Magician has every tool that they need available to them. They have their pentacles, their time, their money, their earth energy. They have their swords, their communication, their thoughts, their spoken conversations. They have their cups, their water, their emotional energy. And they also have that fire, that wand, that magical ability to create out of nowhere and nothing what they want. So the Magician, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. I can take nothing and manifest something, or I can take something and manifest something new. The Magician's very powerful. It is air energy, it's Gemini energy, it's card number 1. So as soon as the Fool decides that they are going to take that risk, they're going to take that journey, the first stop they make is to realize and own their own power. This is your hope, and this is your fear. Your final outcome is the 9 of Swords. What this says is that in the month of August, everything that is going on, whether it's the conflict, the new energy, all you're looking into things, your mind is open. The 9 of Swords is always, to me, like every tab that you can put open on your computer, all those tabs are open. You have a full mind, a full brain. Even though you're in this King of Swords energy, at the end of the day, it can feel like it's too much information. I have too much to think about, too much on my mind. I'm overwhelmed. The 9 of Swords is like I have insomnia because I'm thinking about things so much. I'm processing information. I'm laying in bed at night thinking about the conversation that I had yesterday when I should be sleeping. But I'm having a hard time resting and relaxing. So as a final outcome, I know that's not the most positive card to get, but also I think knowledge is power. So if you already can feel yourself having to think about things and process information because you're such a King of Swords, Just know that you might want to be a little proactive about the thoughts that you think and the things that you're thinking about, especially before you try to go to bed at night, just to get a sense of relaxation underfoot first. Let's grab an oracle card. And these are a little different than our tarot cards in that they're more about the phases of the moon, and they're more about just messages that we have. So quick, short messages, just one more shuffle for the sign of Capricorn. It's a blue moon, just like the saying goes, once in a blue moon, right? We can believe in the impossible. Now, the Magician is your hope and your fear. Isn't that interesting? Your oracle card says, believe in the impossible. So when you're up at night and you're thinking about all the things there is to think about in the whole wide world, just remember, believe in the impossible, which is, I can go to bed with a clear mind and a clear conscience. I've done everything I can do. I have used every resource available to me. I am a powerful manifester of my destiny, and believe in the impossible. This is your reading, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember, I'm on TikTok and on YouTube, and your likes and your follows, subscribes, and shares, so wonderful. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Be well. We'll see you next time.